the players and everything is not going to happen today. Well, it's going to happen today, but just not now. Later on, we will have the whole studio, of course, with the camera as well. For now, we have at the bottom left on Daybreak in the red is our, well, yeah, one of the 2 Terran players. It is Finn. I was going for the OGS player. It's just not.
There he is, man.
Look at the shirt.
Yeah, he's got. Is that Hagrid on his shirt?
What? That was a town. Hagrid?
No, man. Yeah, Hagrid was on his shirt. I'll show you next time we see him on camera. At the top right, of course, is Epic's Opens player, TheBest. Nah, man. Hagrid was on his shirt. He's a Harry Potter fan. I know it.
I told you before. Don't do drugs, Wolf. It's bad for you.
I've been drinking a lot of coffee.
That includes caffeine. For you, that includes coffee, definitely.
Yeah, there is a lot of caffeine in coffee. And I was actually up really late last night because...
No shit, Sherlock.
I was up really late last night because I stayed out with Karn, helping him prepare for his show match against Todd that he played. I'll talk more about that later in our regular broadcast. It was a lot of fun, but I won't even spoil the results of that if you guys want to go watch it. I'm sure there's VODs available now, but I was up really late, so I had to drink a lot of coffee today. And maybe it's getting to me a little bit, but I swear Hagrid is on his shirt. I'll show you what I mean.
Okay, we'll find out later.
We will. Right now, neither player is taking gas, and we're going to see a more macro-oriented game from TheBest, which I assure you he can and will deliver. I really like TheBest style. He is not afraid to all-in anybody, and even if it's like very obvious that's what he's going to do, people still don't make bunkers against him. For example, like, why didn't Finn make a bunker? He, like, floated his barracks and showed it, then landed and started making Mars. TheBest is like that evil villain that, like, tells you his plan, like, all of it, and then still captures the princess. Like, I don't know. I really... there's something about TheBest. Like, I see his, like, cheeky smile in his booth. I'm like, oh, man, this guy is so cool.
We have to go back to that evil list.
Yeah, we do.
Never tell the good guy your plan.
That's... I mean... You can't. But I guess TheBest can. He's like, well, I guess I'm just not going to command center. You don't know that, but you know that I'm flying my barracks around towards your base. Maybe that's going to make him think I'm going back, but then I'm just going to land it, make Mars, and kill him.
Well, right now we have the double gas transition for Finn, and this is something that TheBest so far just does not do. He killed the scout, and now he can take those refineries, but it looks more like he's going to add additional barracks, and there they are. He's adding barracks number 2 and might just add the 3rd one. So ForGG will be a lot faster when it comes down to his tech.
Yeah, much faster.
Yeah, a lot.
TheBest is now getting his double gases, but 2 racks indicates that he's going to some sort of bioplay. Most likely Marine Tank as the endgame composition, but anything is possible with 2 barracks, man, especially with TheBest.
Well, this one I'm more interested in what exactly Finn is going to do here. Because for him, he has a lot of options now. He can go for a similar Hellion play that his opponent used in the last map. He can get that 1 Medivac in order to just lift those Hellions into the main base, or he could just go for a standard transition into a Cloaked Banshee that we've seen so often, just a little bit delayed, and it can do so much damage because a lot of Terran players will just gamble a little bit and not really expect it. And if you don't have the early scouting information, you're purely relying on the energy that you have on the double orbit moves.
Yeah, you're right. We see a bunker is actually going down for TheBest. As far as I know, he really doesn't have any information. Yeah, this is his first scout he's sending in right now. And there's going to be like, oh, there's a command center there and a Marine. Okay, now I know what's up. Probably don't need this bunker after all. But we're going to see Reactor Hellions, at least initially here. Okay, so he's going to Reactor a few Hellions out while he makes his Tech Lab and his Starport. And so he's going to go Banshees as well as Hellions. This is pretty cool. There's builds that we've seen. It's actually the best way to compare the Hellion Banshee push at the ramp is a Void Rail, and where you have like that high ground spot, and then the Marines come and you have the low ground Hellions to do the damage.
At the same time, look at the position. It's going to be really hard for his opponent to scout this. If you expect a Banshee play, then you usually have the starport to the right side of your base if you start at the bottom left. So he's using those starports in a position where you would normally not expect them, so a scan might not be able to reveal it. TheBest is really relying on his scouting information here. But on the other hand, we have him now with a starport too, and he should just go for, as soon as he realizes what happens, he will just go for Viking.
Yeah. I like what he's doing with his Marines. He saw his opponent's Marine count, so he knew that he could position them on the watchtower here. And even though there are Hellions coming down, he's gonna have to wait for 6 Hellions, and he knows that before he can attack those Marines, with that many Marines on the watchtower behind the line of sight blocker, if you just run your Hellions in, you're gonna lose them. And now he's brought his Hellions out. He's actually just aggressively controlling the center of the map, which is gonna buy him time, which he may need. At this point, does he actually have the starport? Yeah, okay, so he's making a medevac rather than a Viking. He's just being very aggressive here. He doesn't have an eBay. Okay, it's just started as I say that. Is that something he's really going to need against the Cloak? Can't rely on scans alone, as you mentioned before.
And the first Banshee is now out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is, already on its way, trying to dodge the Zelnaga watchtower at the bottom of the map. And Cloak is halfway done, but the Viking is on its way. And this is exactly the problem that we've been talking about earlier. If Finn arrives with this Banshee and TheBest plays it well, then all he needs is just 1 or 2 scans to take the first initial Banshee down. Then he can start his production of turrets, and he will be fine here. He should be fine. He's going for mech, by the way.
Yeah, he's not saved scans. Hold that thought. We're actually going to see TheBest attack first. He can't attack into that Hellion formation. He's going to have to go around the other side. He will successfully be able to do so. Here comes the first Banshee. He does have 1 scan saved. He starts turrets immediately. Will he scan with 1 Viking? I don't think it's worth it. Well, he's going to do it. And, I mean, with good micro, I mean, nobody's going to die to 1 scan with 1 Viking out, and he will escape. Does not have a second scan readily available, but his turret will finish at the natural. A little bit surprised he didn't try to do more with his Banshee immediately, but TheBest is not pulling his SCVs. Meanwhile, he's actually attacking over here at the natural, and he will be cleaned up. Maybe. It's hard to say with the medevac here. Nice micro from Finn, and yeah, he will clean this up.
Yeah, he's going to clean it up nicely, and at the same time, we also have the Banshee doing a horrendous amount of damage. 11 kills already, and this is like really, really bad. So certainly we're looking at a harvester count of 39 to 28, and this is really atrocious for TheBest. Finn done so much damage to the economy of his opponent and is looking at a very, very nice and comfortable lead. Transitioning now into the same, also into a mech play.
Mech versus mech. I haven't seen this one in a while. This is actually going to be exciting to watch. Triple factories going down. We see Blue Flame on the way for Finn, which will be scouted by this Banshee. Well, he's going to see that he's researching something with only Hellions coming out right now. Just gonna, well, they're both going Blue Flame. This reactor will be killed by the Banshee. I'm not sure if that was the best way to utilize that Banshee. He's actually trying to repair it. You guys didn't see, man, but oh yeah, how many scans did he use to kill that Banshee? That was not worth it. He didn't even save the reactor either.
Yeah, that was not the best decision.
No, it was not. Absolutely not the best decision. It was his decision, but it was not the best decision. At this point, Raven on the way for TheBest, which I think arguably is the best decision he can make. Considering the Cloak difficulties he has encountered.
Oh my god.
At this point, units lost. He's lost 800 more than his opponent, which is...
The worker kill count is just 13 to 1, so this is really, really good. Of course, in Terran versus Terran, you always have the mules to fall back on. But the problem is that the Best used so many scans. He used all the energy. Finn didn't have to do this, not at all. He could just use every single mule that was available. He didn't have to bother with scans. So he's in a great position at this point in time. And we already have him with his mech composition in a really, well, really comfortable spot. If you just look at things here, they both have the Raven. We have a few more Hellions for TheBest, but just the siege tank count is already 3 to 0, and this is something that will not. And it will just not work for TheBest.
The reason for this is because he didn't start his siege tank production, and also he didn't get his gas as natural quickly enough. Yeah, he's got 600 gas banked up, but he didn't have the infrastructure to make tanks as quickly as as Finn did.
He's supply block now as well.
Yeah, everything is falling apart here for him now, making 2 depots. Finn has a flying barracks to spot the Hellion run by, so he's not going to be attacked by those. He's totally fine. He's basically got this game in his hands without making a mistake. A medevac that's empty is going to fly into Vikings. This is actually a tragedy. Look at this. This is a tragedy, man. There's an empty medevac going to fly into Vikings. That's just...
The medevac feels empty inside, and therefore is just going straight into his opponent's arms.
All right,
he's drunk.
okay, well, he's going to send all of his Hellions to Unfortunately, the best, I'm sorry, like, I don't know if you researched the medevac upgrade or not, where you can carry 12 or 16 Hellions. I'm pretty sure you didn't, but, well, this is actually just going to be a tragedy, like I said. Like, this, I'm so sorry for the medevac and the Hellions. Well, at this point, we're going to watch double Thors on the way for the best, because he knows he's behind in Vikings.
The cool thing is there
Triple
are more
Thors.
and more Vikings now at exactly this spot, and as soon as that one medevac moves in, it's just gonna die.
Finn is doing everything right, because he's like, well, what's the one way I could lose when I go back?
There we go. There we go.
He's going.
Oh, this is so sad. Oh, that was the most useless medevac in the history of
Afterwards,
StarCraft
the Vikings were like, wait a minute. Is he serious? They like all got together. They talked about it for a second.
Did this just happen?
So Finn knows the only way he could lose when he's ahead with Meg is his opponent catches him off guard with a Viking switch. So he's already preparing for that eventuality. As a result, the best has seen this. He's making Thors as many as he can. He's already got 3s and go up to 6. Now the best has actually made Thors work in situations I never would have imagined. I think back to Nada versus the best in, I think it was open season number 3, or maybe it was the first season of Code S. But I remember when they played against each other, the best was like, no, Thors are just how I'm going to fight Nada. He's already, they're both making siege tanks, and then he's like, nah, Thors actually. And, well, honestly, when the siege tank count gets high enough, Thors don't matter. Is 9 enough? Well, if they're spread pretty thin, Thors can break through that. He's not bringing SCVs with this, though. He's not, actually. I'm a little bit surprised.
Here's a fight in the middle of the map, though, and the Viking count definitely makes it work for GG right now.
Oh, he's got Cloak. The point defense makes the Thors unable to fire at air. Well, this...
Even in the assault mode now. It's looking so funny. Assault mode Vikings chasing down Thors.
Yeah, I think you could say this is not the best situation you could be in, man. Well... I really like the best. His build did not work out for him this time.
Finn already has 3 bases. He has 3 bases. He's getting 2 additional command centers. And, well, his supply lead alone is something that would already force a GG out of most players.
Thankfully,
this is exactly what happens.
Thankfully, Finn did not to the top of his ramp during that situation when he knew the game was over. He left the best. He just left that game. It was over. And we're going to go into a game 3. I really feel like the build order that we saw from the best was decent. His attack was poorly executed, though, and as a result, he just was not able to succeed with it. He also had to deal with that Banshee Rast at the same time. It was a perfect storm of bad for him. He's trying to micro his attack, and then Banshee comes in, and he's like, well, I didn't build turrets, so we either lose all my SCVs or you protect them and then mess up my attack, and he didn't do either very well, so he lost... His attack didn't work, and he lost all of his SCVs, so it was like, I guess I'm going to try to go to mech from here because my barracks is in the middle of the map, but...
The crucial thing in this game was the Banshee.
Yeah.
Way too much damage, way too many SCV kills, and at the same time forced so many scans that the economy was just really, really bad for the best, and he could never really recover from this hit.
No, he could not. We're going to find out in just a moment what our third map is. I'm actually going to find out right now. It is going to be Whirlwind, which is going to be in our Code A map pool. A massive map. We could have a long game if these 2 players decide to give us one. So far the best has not been keen on it. Maybe he'll be MVP keen on doing that next game.
Let's hope he's ready.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope he's I am ready. Okay.
That's actually the German pronunciation.
Yeah.
You would write in German. Ready.
Well, they could put
Ready.
They could put the A with an umlaut on it instead, even if they wanted to.
That would be hilarious.